Juan Sebastian Blanco. I am going to present to you this study, Do Professional Traders Exhibit Myopic Loss Aversion? What is this article about? This article is about solving the equity premium puzzle. The equity premium is the difference between the return of stocks, which are high risk, and bonds, which are low risk. This difference is usually between 3 and 6%. According to experts, this difference is way higher than it should be, which is why it's a puzzle. And one of the theories is that this happens because traders have a really strong loss aversion. Why is this relevant? This is relevant because many researchers have been trying to solve this puzzle over the years, and also it tries to rationalize the statistics that have characterized the US financial market over the past century, as well as it is important to understand how traders think. Now, what was the methodology used for this experiment? For this experiment, researchers used two samples. A control sample, which were undergraduate students, and then they had traders from the Chicago Board of Trade. They divided these two samples into two groups, one group for experiment F and one group for experiment I. In both experiments, each sample had to go through nine rounds. In experiment F, they would go through each round individually and would get the result of each round at the end of each round. And for experiment I, they would divide the 9 rounds in 3 rounds of 3. Now, for each round, each sample had 100 points, and they could decide how many of those 100 points bet in each round. If they lost, they would lose what they bet, so the 100 points minus what they bet, and if they won, they would get the 100 points plus 2.5 times what they bet. In each round, they had 1/3 chance of winning and 2/3 chance of losing. The problem was that the difference was that in experiment F, they decided how much to bet for each round just before the round, and in experiment I, they had to decide 3 rounds in advance. What were the results? Students on average bet 62.5 for experiment I and 50.89 for experiment F. On the other hand, traders bet 75 for experiment I and 45 in average for experiment F. What does this conclude? This concludes that traders fall prey to mental accounting more than students. This was a surprise because researchers had hypothesized that it would be the other way around. Also, it proves the title of the experiment that traders exhibit a really high loss aversion. The experiment also showed that traders prefer to invest in assets that are evaluated in an aggregated manner, meaning they are grouped together. Also, this experiment cannot be taken as 100% accurate because samples are not in real life risk situations, in a real life risk situation. So this needs to be taken into account when analyzing it. Thanks for your time. This has been all.